Pokémon Scarlet and Violet were revealed to us just over a month ago, and needless to say, people are hyped for it. A brand new generation of Pokémon is always great, but a fully open world one? Forget about it. Now, news will come in time, of course, but honestly, I think a lot of us can be impatient, wanting more as soon as something is given to us. And I feel pretty strongly that this symbol right here in the Japanese logo is something that everyone wants answers to. What will it do? What is its origin? And so on. Pokemon is notorious for doing this. The Mega Evolution symbol appearing in X and Y, Z moves in Sun and Moon, and while Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing wasn't directly shown, they did use the stadium symbols. The leaders of Galar did need the large stadiums due to the Pokemon's increase in size. So that checks out, right? I mean, it stretches a bit more than the previous two generations, but still. We're getting off track here because this is clearly different. This symbol definitely looks like it'll be a held item, but perhaps it could be related to the deeper lore of the region and maybe even one of the game's legendaries. So we can for sure start from there and build outwards. So the first question I had to ask myself here was, what is the significance of stars in Spanish culture? Right off the bat, you get things about how stargazing is really nice in Spain. And sure, that does seem to be true, but that doesn't feel as culturally significant as it does just something that's nice about the country's geographical location. But then I came across something interesting. In Christianity, the Virgin Mary is also referred to as Our Lady, Star of the Sea. And wouldn't you know it, Roman Catholicism is a huge part of Spanish culture. I mean, the first really interesting building we even see in the Scarlet and Violet reveal trailer is likely based on the Sagrada Familia, an unfinished church located in Barcelona. We'll get more into that in a little bit, as I want to focus on this Star of the Sea title for now. Now, apparently, this title for Mary actually came from a mistranslation of her name in Hebrew, being Miriam, which actually meant drop of the sea. But in translating her name, it became Stella Maris, Star of the Sea, and took on a whole new meaning for the mother of the Son of God. She was no longer just a drop in the ocean. Mary was the guiding light for it, leading people towards her Son and thus towards salvation. Now, you might be asking, what is the point of talking about this? Well, you see, Mary, Star of the Sea, is usually depicted with stars above her head, usually 6 or 8-pointed ones. The 6-sided variant is specifically derived from the Star of David, which itself is derived from the Seal of Solomon. Now, there are many interpretations of what these symbols represent from where they originated, but one that Pokemon fans should be familiar with, thanks to Loxton, is alchemy. The triangles that make up the symbol represent the elements of earth, water, fire, and air, with all of them representing balance when brought together. Outside of this connection, the Marian star can represent many things, but the most common things that they represent are protection and salvation. So the alchemical elements, protection, and guidance towards salvation. All interesting themes. But aside from the alchemy connection, how can we link this back to Pokemon? Well, remember that building I referred to earlier? The Sagrada Familia? It's an unfinished basilica in Barcelona that has a long history behind its construction. But what's important here is its uncanny resemblance to what we see in the Scarlet and Violet reveal trailer. Now, some people could make the argument that perhaps this building is based off the Barcelona Cathedral, but I think that building is way too simplistic in design compared to what we're seeing here. So with the Sagrada Familia, we have beautiful architecture that will eventually have 18 spires. Like the 18 typings that Pokemon has. Interesting. These 18 spires represent the 12 apostles, the Virgin Mary, the 4 evangelists, and of course, Jesus Christ. Only 9 have been completed so far, with one of them being the Virgin Mary's. And what does that look like, you ask? Well, naturally, it looks like a star. So everything is starting to come full circle here. But let's go even deeper. 12 of those spires represent the 12 apostles. With the Virgin Mary, she is also depicted with 12 stars above her head, which symbolize a handful of different things. There is, of course, the 12 apostles, the renewed people of God, as well as the 12 patriarchs of the tribes of Israel, the original people of God. But it can also denote the devotion of the 12 stars, with each star representing the graces, privileges, and charisms bestowed upon Mary by God, which range from her embodiment of love and dignity to her being exalted above all other pure creatures. Now, we've got plenty of godlike Pokemon over the years, like Mew and Arceus, but perhaps all of the symbolism could tie into having a Mother of God counterpart. So here we are, with this Spanish region's deep ties to Christianity. So if this symbol alone does represent all of what I just spoke about here today, what on earth could the mechanic be? Well, I'm not concrete sold on anything, but I have a few ideas. A common theme here would be salvation, a deliverance from harm, ruin, or loss. So the least interesting route would be this item just as a one-time protect in addition to letting you attack. It would definitely be interesting in how competitive players would use it, but isn't really anything special from an in-game point of view. It could also maybe act as an instantaneous max revive, allowing the Pokemon holding it to not miss a single beat in battle. But again, I'm not sure how interesting that could be from a narrative perspective. So let's go a little crazier with it. If we can interpret delivery from loss more as guiding towards victory, then we have a few things on the table. As we just saw in Legends Arceus with the Legend Plate, perhaps this item could turn any of your Pokemon's moves into a super effective move against your opponent's Pokemon. With good AI, this could definitely add something interesting to the gameplay, never knowing when a trainer might become your worst nightmare. Or maybe it could tie into prophecy. Perhaps using this item allows you to see what your opponent has selected, giving you the opportunity to either change out Pokemon or change your move in the event they switch out a Pokemon of their own. Now, how would this work if both players did this at the same time? Well, simply, it would be just 4D chess from that point onwards, having the players anticipate when they would use it and how to respond accordingly. In the end, whether or not any of these end up becoming the new gimmick of this generation, I think the best part about this is that it at least gives us an idea of the inspiration behind it and what the larger theme of Scarlet and Violet could be. There's actually a lot more I could touch on, with Mary also being known as the Woman of the Apocalypse and the Crown of Immortality, but I feel it would be better to leave that for a future video if you all were interested. If it went any further, I feel this would be more like a humanities college course than it would be a video about Pokemon battle mechanics. So tell me, what did y'all think of this video? I put a lot of thought and effort into the research here, so I definitely hope you all enjoyed it. I really feel like I might be onto something here. I look forward to the coming months when we get more Scarlet and Violet news that will either make me look like a prophet or have the comment section telling me how I couldn't be any more wrong like 2 years after the fact. Classic YouTube. Before I end the video here today, I'd also like you all to tell me in the comments below what you think this new mechanic could be. I'm really interested in hearing about what you guys have come up with. Welcome back to the outro, folks, your favorite part of the video. Thank you for enjoying another Mystic Umbreon video. We made it through the end of the 8th generation, and now we begin the long trek into late 2022 where Pokemon Scarlet and Violet await us. It's a whole new world we'll live in, but we still gotta catch them all. However, there's still a ton of videos to do and experiences to have until then. If you're interested in more Mystic content, check out my TikTok and the Mystic Umbreon Shorts YouTube channel. If we get the 10K followers on TikTok, I'll be doing a viewer's choice video. If you like Genshin Impact, check out my Genshin channel Teibachinary. So if you all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.